Imagine this. You're at home during lockdown, struggling with Zoom meetings and homeschooling chaos. Then you see this viral headline. Nearly half of men say they do most of the homeschooling, but only 3% of women agree. Instantly, people were up in arms, but this headline isn't just about gender roles. It points to something deeper, something psychological, a hidden lens through which we all view our world, egocentric bias. This isn't just a minor flaw in perception. It's a silent architect of how we interpret our own success and everyone else's. You see, egocentric bias means we overestimate our own contributions. Researchers proved this when they asked co-authors on academic papers to estimate how much work they personally did. The average total across all authors, 40%. Even when couples are asked to estimate the percentage of housework they handle, their totals nearly always exceed 100%. And here's the twist. It's not because we want to look good. The same bias shows up when people are asked what percentage of the mess they make or how many fights they start. It's simply because we are most aware of what we experience ourselves, our effort, our struggles, our sacrifices, while everyone else's contributions fade into the background. Now, if we routinely overestimate our own effort, isn't it natural that we also overestimate how much of our success we've earned? And in doing so, we underestimate something powerful, unpredictable, and deeply influential: luck. Take a moment to think about professional hockey players. Ask any of them how they reach the NHL, and you'll hear about early morning practices, tireless work, dedicated parents, and extraordinary coaches. But rarely will one say, "I got lucky. I was born in January." Yet, year after year, nearly 40% of top-tier hockey players are born in the first 3 months of the year, while only 10% are born in the last 3. The reason? A simple cutoff date, January 1st. Kids born earlier in the year are just a little older, a little bigger, a little stronger. That small early advantage earns them more playtime, better coaching, and more tournaments. The advantage compounds. By the time they're professionals, it's not just about skill anymore. It's about the momentum luck helped create. And it doesn't stop at hockey. Let's zoom out. Look at the world. Where you're born, your country of residence, can determine more about your future than nearly anything else. Researchers have found that roughly half of the variance in global income is explained by where people live. Imagine being born in Burundi, where the average income is just $730 per year. Even with exceptional talent and tireless work ethic, you're facing an uphill battle few ever overcome. But if you're born in a prosperous country, that's a head start no resume can reflect. But here's the catch. We hate admitting this. Not because we're evil or arrogant, but because it threatens our personal narratives. If luck plays a significant role, then what does that say about our hard work? Did we really earn our spot? That discomfort pushes us to create a binary. Either success is the result of talent and effort, or it's all luck. But the truth is both more nuanced and more liberating. You need both. Let's talk world records. Of the 8 most prestigious track and field world records, 7 were set with the help of a tailwind. Not a metaphorical one, a literal tailwind. These athletes were world-class. They trained relentlessly. But breaking that record, that took a breeze of fortune. In moments of extreme competition, where everyone is brilliant, sometimes it's the tiniest gust of luck that makes history. And when the stakes get even higher, the role of luck grows. Consider the 2017 NASA astronaut program. Over 18,000 applicants competed. Only 11 were selected. A simulation of this selection process, with 95% based on skill and experience and just 5% on luck, revealed something astonishing. Even with that tiny bit of randomness, Only 1.6 of the final 11 candidates would have been selected based on skill alone. The rest, their fate shifted on that 5% on chance. So what does this mean for you and me? Should we give up, throw our hands in the air, and say, it's all chance? Absolutely not. In fact, here's the paradox. Believing that success is entirely up to you actually increases your chances of success. It fuels effort. It builds resilience. But at the same time, we must remember it's not entirely true. Acknowledging the role of luck is not a threat. It's a gift. It opens the door to empathy, humility, and generosity. There's a dark side, though, to not recognizing luck. When people succeed and believe it's solely due to their own brilliance, they often feel entitled. In one experiment, participants in groups were asked to solve moral problems. One person in each group was randomly assigned the role of leader. Later, each group was given 4 cookies. Guess who ate the extra one? The randomly chosen leader. They didn't earn that role, but once given, they felt they deserved more. This isn't just about cookies. When people believe their success is self-made, they're less generous. In another study, people who attributed a recent good event to their own actions donated 25% less to charity than those who credited external circumstances. That's staggering, and this perspective trickles upward to CEOs, politicians, and thought leaders. These people shape the systems the rest of us live in, and if they think the world is fair, it's because their limited view makes it seem that way. They've never seen the thousands who worked just as hard but didn't make it. This creates a kind of survivor bias. Successful people look at their own stories and think hard work pays off, but they don't see the countless others whose hard work didn't yield the same reward. And that blind spot makes them less likely to support systemic improvements, like better schools, fairer taxes, or stronger safety nets. Ironically, this makes it harder for the next generation to succeed. Let's go back to the foundation, the country you're born in. The infrastructure, schools, healthcare, transportation, clean water, none of these are natural. They were built by previous generations. And when current success stories don't reinvest, don't acknowledge their luck, they risk weakening the very structures that enabled their rise. I can tell you from personal experience, one of the biggest boosts to my YouTube career came not from strategy, but from luck. Michael Stevens of The Source gave me a shout out in a video, and within days, my subscriber count exploded. That moment changed my life, and even more personally, a poorly written article in a free newspaper sparked an Instagram post, which was answered by someone who would later become my wife. Yep, that's how I met her. So where does that leave us? If you want to succeed in this world, the best advice is a paradox. Act as though success depends entirely on your own effort. Be relentless, be bold, but also know in your heart that luck has a hand in every outcome. And when luck falls your way, use it to lift others. Give back, share your privilege. Because the world isn't fair, but we can make it more fair. And maybe, just maybe, someone else's future success will begin